Hey, hello, hello. It is Tammy with Cheers to Creativity, and I am here on Essential Stencil. Okay. All right, I'm going to put you down. Here we go. So I'm going to put this on here. I am actually going to enter. I'm going to tape this down a little bit in just one sec. If I can find my tape. Here it is. So let's just start with the Santa. So I'm going to put a little paint out. And like I said, we certainly can use our regular brushes. I just really do love our dome brushes for working on fabric. Going to need to offload just like we offload for everything else. So I've loaded my brush. I'm offloading it. I think this would be really cute on a sleep shirt as well. All right, let's grab a little smaller one. So I'm picking up my black. I'm offloading it, and we're going to do deer. All right, so we've got Dear Santa. I think we're going to go ahead and give that a quick second coat. Again, I'm offloading. I know you don't see me, but really I am offloading because you don't want too much paint on it. I don't want it to bleed, especially on something like a t-shirt where it's really kind of hard to. I'm going to use that same brush, and I'm going to pick up a metallic color. This is a silver. And as I offload, it might be a little darker, and it is quite a bit darker. Well, that was my idea, but I think I've got too much black still in that brush. So we're just going to go ahead and pick up a clean brush of silver. Yeah. I think it'll work on here. Now, I picked up the red from my offloading spot, but that's okay. Let's add a little more. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So we've added the silver. So I said that there are glitters available, and I find it almost easier to brush those on, like take my stencil off and brush those on, but we're going to just try really quick and see if we can make it work with a brush. And the reason I'm tapping instead of my normal swirling is I want to get those glitter pieces out. I want them to kind of stick to those openings, okay? So I'm going to wipe that off. I'm going to try the same thing with Santa. I'm not going to use it on the word dried, but this is Red Twinkles, and it's a fabric glitter. And again, I'm going to kind of pounce it so it kind of has a way to come off my brush. If I swirl it, it kind of goes off to the side a little too much. So I'm going to kind of pounce it a little bit. Okay. All right, so I'm going to set my brushes aside. I'm going to take my tape off and lift it as straight up as I can. I've got one little red spot there, but that's okay. Dear Santa, really, I tried. La, 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 la. From Oh Dear Holiday Cheer. Okay, so there's a lot of them. So there's Making Spirits Bright. That could be cute. Let me see. I think I'm going to use, this one says, let me put it on here, Merry and Bright-ish. Remember, these are sassy sayings. White is going to be better. So let's just grab a little white, and I'm going to do the little details first. So this is the little, I guess we could call those stars up there. So I'm picking my white. I'm really going to scrub it out. It might have a tint of color to it, but it's okay. So we're going to come up here and do these in white. Okay. And then Merry and Bright. So I kind of think I want it to be, this is a metallic color called pink, what's it called? Pink tourmaline. Tourmaline? Am I saying that correctly? I'm not even sure I am. Oops, I went right over those little star areas. We'll have to see what we can do there. They're pretty small. Sometimes you got to watch out for those little small things and staying away from them. I probably should have used a mask around those, and I didn't. No. You're planning after Thanksgiving? So you barely see those white ones. So let's just, I think we're going to try just adding bits of glitter and see if it shows up. Let me just see. No, they really aren't showing up. So I'm going to try the silver. We're going to try the silver and see if it shows up a little better. Let's shake it up really well. Well, we're just not seeing those much at all. Well, so let's think about that. What other color could we do? So we did this kind of in this metallic color. I do have a metallic blue here. Why not? We're on a light blue. We can do a dark blue for our little accents. And I think that will show up a little better. We don't want too much paint on these little tiny areas. Okay, does that look? Oh my goodness. Look at that. That turned out so cute. So, so cute. I'm going to be styling, girls and boys. Okay, so here is a little star from that. Winter blue is one of my favorite colors for this time of the year, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make it winter blue. So I'm going to put some on here. I want to get a coat on here on my edges and my front. Okay. Before I dry this, let's see if I have a kind of a scruffy, tight brush. You can do this with a stencil brush. I tend to do it more with a little tighter, bristly brush, if I have one handy. I need to pull these out and decide which ones I want to go with, and hope to heck I have a scissors nearby. So I'm not concerned about the parts that are on the edge, because it'll work out. It'll work out. So we've lost a little bit of the one tree, but this one's coming along pretty good. Okay, so I've lost a little bit of this tree. Okay, I am a painter. I can fix things like that. First thing I need to do is come in and kind of find how dark of a green is that. And it's a pretty dark green. And I think this might be it. This is called black green. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit out on my plate first. I'm just going to grab a tiny little brush, or just a brush, and see if that's about the right color. And it is. Look how close that is. So with that being said, I can basically come in here, then just kind of tap in where it's missing part of this tree, and think about how this tree is growing. So I'm going to use just that chisel edge of my brush and kind of fill in where this tree is. Okay, if that makes it more realistic for you, because sometimes those illusions don't make as much sense as the designer wanted them to. So I just tapped in some extra white trees. Okay, so now that looks like a little more white trees behind there. And now again, I'm going to have to hit it with a blow dryer, because if I put a transfer on here, I certainly don't want to have to deal with wet paint. We're going penguin, guys. We're going penguin. A snowman would be better. We're not doing a snowman. We're doing a penguin. So I'm going to set him down just a little below the trees. So he's actually going on top of paint, and he's going on top of a transfer. And if you are lucky enough to be a winner tonight, you're going to email support@essentialstencil.com. Okay, so we've gotten our little penguin guy on. Let's grab a little bit of white paint. Let's add a little bit of white paint right underneath our guy's feet. Okay, we had that little spattering of snow, and that is perfect. However, I think I'm going to grab, this is just a stylus, it's a dotting tool. It usually does not have that much paint on it, but that's okay. Still with my white, I'm just going to add a couple stronger dots. Have a great night. Cheers. Congratulations, winners.